Welcome back, everybody. Harry here, known as Trade Shop, bringing you today's update. And yeah, looking at the charts here, essentially, yesterday we did come down and test the bottom side of the range, but again, we did fail to close below the range, and that's why we popped back up. And now we simply just came, popped back up, tested the top side of the range, and then now have just started, playing in between the range like so. And this is pretty good news to be honest. And I like that we were still accumulating within that range. Of course, it's pretty simple. All I'm looking for, and it's really clear, is if we do break below this range, first target here is at 41,000, but I do think we do get something a bit lower. And to the upside, it's actually 51,000, which is where the major pivot is. And if we do get above there, then I would see targets 55, and maybe even that can, solve this accumulation. But we've made a short-term pivot here coming in at 48,500, and every time we touch this area we have rejected, so we're having some sort of pivot here. uh, this point to this point probably caused some sort of bullish divergence, and it's pretty obvious why we had a bounce. This is the bottom side of the range, so we bounce at the bottom side of the range. Bitcoin doesn't really like to break the range on first tries. It normally has a bounce, and then second try it breaks the range. So yeah, also, I like how we've rejected this twice. Then this is giving us a nice short-term pivot. So this is, if we do break above here, it's easy to see a quick move to 51,000, and you can see how many times price has failed to close above. But let's look at momentum quickly. Momentum on the 4 hour is crossing up, so that is nice to see. Daily momentum is still nosediving. 1 hour is crossing down. Uh, Let me go check the 12 hour. You can see 12 hour maybe could have confirmed the low here, but are we catching that trend line? Well, we're very close to catching this regression here, which is you can see something like this. And if we do actually cross up from here, and if this does confirm a low on the 12 hour, which we would be able to see by a bullish closure, I would like to see the an ideal bullish closure for me would be something. Oops, let me just get that. Would be something above this pivot here. So if we can close here, which is coming in at 47, close to that $48,000 range, then that looks very good. So we have 3 hours for that closure. Will it happen? Maybe not. But what we do have is the daily, right? So if the daily can confirm a low here, that will still keep the higher low structure, and maybe we can look to go sideways. But the one thing that is a bit worrying is that we got the weekly closure on CMEs, and looking at CME's weekly closure, we did actually close bearish, right? And we broke the wick of our previous weekly, so that is obviously implies coming into next week, just based on CMEs, that's telling me we do want some more downside. But depending on how bullish the market sentiment is, with traditional markets taking a bit of a correction, it all depends on what type of market sentiment we end up. If the bias for Bitcoin is bullish and people and the bears will be stronger, then what I think will happen is that we will start accumulating, right? And we'll go a bit sideways. Not on a weekly, but I'm saying during the week based on breaking this wick. Now, if we do actually the bears take over, then we could see some lower prices. But again, I'm not going to call anything till we break that range. The range is very clear. Ethereum, on the other hand, I don't like at all. It's very worrying, to be honest. The structure is crap. Uh, it's broken this structure here. The 12-hour structure is, breaking its last low again. This is like, you can see it close below its low. Now it's creating a top wick. Ethereum really needs to get above this high here at 1680 or even 17 before I consider anything of a reversal for it. But if this doesn't get dragged by Bitcoin up, then we could see a lot lower prices for Ethereum. Maybe even talk about, if Bitcoin does end up, we can come back down to the 1,000. But people are all complaining like, oh, Ethereum is lagging, Ethereum is not doing anything. Guys, we were sitting at in September at $300. Yeah, what do you mean it's lagging? It's just it's had a good growth. You have to be grateful. Yeah, we expected more growth, but it's not like you're losing tons of money unless you bought right here, right? So the thing is that you have to understand that we did have growth from Ethereum, and if we do come down to 1,000, that's still $1,000 Ethereum, right? So that's pretty good. But yeah, hopefully Bitcoin can drag it up. Looking at Bitcoin, I stick with my bias saying that until any range is broken, I will not call anything. Just based on if you want some really simple price action here, uh, let me just have a look. If you want to know, like for you bugs who really want to know what happens on the lower time frames, this thing is gonna come down now to 45,900 and probably is tiny bounce there, $200 bounce there, and then it's probably gonna come back down here to 45,500. And if it wants to close below here, we might get another wick. That wick on first pass I look as an opportunity. And here's that move that I was just talking about that we're gonna come down to this area right here. Actually, I was talking about here. So yeah, bit of selling pressure. It's pretty easy. We created a range. We close below the support looking left. We have clean candles, should come down and fill the range. Ultimately, my target would be 45.5. Anyways, with that being said, remember guys, take care, trade sharp until next time. Peace.